like the lines of it. But it
Myra,
needs to
you
be
need to mute. Okay, so CUNY TV, we're now live. And we have all of our recordings and we have transcription. Okay, so we are now in public session. Members of the Board of Trustees, Committee on Facilities, Planning and Management, please respond present when you hear your name. Chairperson Brian Obergefell.
Present.
Vice Chairperson Sandra Wilkin.
Present.
Trustee Michael Arvanites. We'll see what happens. Trustee Fernando Ferrer.
Here.
Trustee Charles Shorter. Trustee Myra Linares Garcia.
present.
Trustee Thompson may or may not join. Professor Young, I see you.
Present.
Professor Kimura. Maxwell Velicadny. Deanna St. Hilaire. And Trustee Bacant, I see you.
Present.
Okay, so we have a quorum, and this public meeting of the Committee on Facilities, Planning and Management is now called to order. On March 7th, 2020, Governor Cuomo issued Executive Order 202 declaring a state of emergency in response to the COVID-19 outbreak. On March 13th, 2020, Governor Cuomo issued Executive Order 202.1, which included a suspension of law allowing the attendance of meetings telephonically or other similar service. Article 7 of the Public Officers Law, to the extent necessary to permit any public body to meet and take such actions authorized by the law without permitting in-person access to meetings and authorizing such meetings to be held remotely by conference call or similar service, provided that the public has the ability to view or listen to such proceeding and that such meetings are recorded and later transcribed. In accordance with the executive order, this board meeting is being held via video conference with a live stream found at the CUNY Board of Trustees website. We are testing a new closed captioning feature today, which you will see at the bottom of your screens. A copy of the calendar, we also call the agenda, is also available online at the CUNY Board of Trustees website. Additional items may be added during the meeting. As a reminder, please mute your audio so we can ensure that everyone can hear. I'd like to take a roll call attendance from members of the Chancellery and other invited guests. So members of the Chancellery, please respond present when you hear your name. Chancellor Matos Rodriguez.
Present.
General Counsel and Senior Vice Chancellor for Legal Affairs, Derek Davis.
Present.
Executive Vice Chancellor and Chief Operating Officer, Hector Batista.
Present.
Ordonez, Associate General Counsel and Chief of Staff.
Present.
Scott Burrell, University Executive Deputy Facilities and General Counsel for CUCF, great. Ali Vedavars, Deputy Executive Director, Design and Construction Management.
Present.
Sarah
Okay.
Bartlett is the COPS representative.
Present.
Great. That's it, Ryan, it's all you.
Thank you, Gail. Now, let's now turn to the items requiring a vote today. Given that all board members are participating remotely via Zoom and we cannot see one another, I will announce the resolutions and ask for members to respond only if you would like to abstain or oppose an item. Otherwise, your vote will be recorded as a yes vote. If you are voting no or abstaining, please state your name and vote. Additionally, if you wish to second an item or have any questions, please state your name first for the record, and let's try to avoid speaking over one another. We will take up the following items for approval. Action item 1A, which is the approval of the minutes of the Facilities Planning and Management Committee's meeting of March 2nd, 2021. I move the approval of action item 1A. Do I have a second?
Sandra Wilkin, second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, we will now vote. Please only respond if you would like to abstain or oppose. Okay, hearing none, carries unanimously. I would now like to address action item 1B, the policy calendar. Policy item B1 is a resolution to authorize construction of the Pearl building facade replacement at New York City College of Technology at 259 Adams Street, Brooklyn, New York. I now call on Executive Vice Chancellor and Chief Operating Officer Hector Batista to provide further background on this item. Hector?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Pearl Building in New York City, I was just talking about being muted and I was muting myself. The Pearl Building at New York City College of Technology is an existing 6-story building that was built in 1922 and last went under exterior renovation in 1950. At the time, the building was clad in metal panels and new windows were installed. In recent years, the windows and metal panels have deteriorated. As a result, air and water is infiltrating the interior. The university thought that working with DASNY to retain a consultant to provide architectural service for the renovation of the exterior facade. Based on the profile and site inspection, it was confirmed that the windows and metal have reached the end of their useful life. The windows and metal cladding are also not in compliance with the current New York City Energy Conservation Code. The design consultant recommended that all windows and assisted exterior cladding be replaced with energy efficient and code compliance system. The first floor windows and exterior cladding were replaced in 2018 as part of the university. A full floor renovation project created a new communication design department at the college. The second floor windows and exterior is currently being replaced by Cold Spring Harbor at their cost. Under Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory DNA Learning Center, the project, which you will hear a little bit more about it later. So this project will include the replacement of windows exterior for the 3rd through 6th floor. We will use the same windows and facade specification for all floors to maintain the cohesion of the facade. The replacement cladding will provide watertight and fully insulated wall system consistent with 3 components: metal panels and mounting system, insulation, and waterproofing. The estimated cost is $14,750,000. Now, happy to answer any questions you have. I have members of the facility staff here who would jump in if I don't have the answer to the question, which is probably most likely.
Okay, I move the approval of policy item B1. Do I have a second?
Perez seconds.
Thank you. Any discussion, questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, we will now vote. Please only respond if you would like to abstain or oppose. Once again, hearing none, carries unanimously. Policy item B.2 is a resolution to formalize the university's policy that all CUNY single occupancy bathrooms be used by persons of all genders. I now call on Executive Vice Chancellor and Chief Operating Officer Hector Batista to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On December 23rd, 2020, Governor Cuomo signed into law Senate Bill 6479-A, which requires that all single occupancy bathroom facilities located in public space be designated gender neutral. The law requires the CUNY Board of Trustees adopt rules for CUNY institution to include written policy designating all public occupancy bathroom facilities to be open to persons of all genders and requiring that such facility be clear, designated as such with signage on or near the entry door of each of these facilities. This resolution fulfills this legislation requirement. However, this mandate is not new to CUNY. In May of 2016, CUNY Office of General Counsel issued a memorandum recommending that all CUNY institutions should post signs outside the single occupancy restrooms designated as used by persons of all genders. I'm happy to report that we have confirmation that all colleges, institutions have complied with this legal requirement.
Okay, I move the approval of policy item B2. Do I have a second?
Arvanites, second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, we will now vote. Please only respond if you would like to abstain or oppose. Okay, hearing none, motion carries unanimously. With no more items on the policy calendar, I now call on Executive Vice Chancellor and Chief Operating Officer Hector Batista to address information item 2.
So as promised of this, to this committee, we're constantly going to be bringing different projects that, you know, you have voted on, and that we're proud of the work that has been done. Since we talked today about the Pro building facade resolution to get approved to be approved by the board, I thought it would be a good time to update the committee on the DNA Learning Center at New York City College of Technology. This collaboration with Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory at the City University of New York. I now call on Scott Burrell, Deputy Executive of Facilities and General Counsel of City University Construction Fund, to provide a report on this project. And I think you have a presentation, Scott, so you're going to need share rights.
Correct. Gustavo's gonna run the presentation, and I'm gonna provide commentary on it.
So we need to get authority from Gail.
Gustavo's already set up. All good to go.
Perfect. So
Doing it
efficient.
right
Thank
now.
you, Gail.
And you, just to note that Charlie has joined the call.
Welcome, Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
So as we noted in going through the facade work at Pearl Harbor, we wanted to go through the update on the work done by Cold Spring Harbor. And so we can go to hop into the presentation. In March 2018, the Board of Trustees approved a resolution for a 30-year lease to Cold Spring Harbor for the entire second floor of the Pearl Street building at City Tech for the creation of a DNA Learning Center. The university chose to partner with Cold Spring Harbor Lab for a number of reasons, including its leadership in biomedical research and education programs in cancer, neuroscience, plant biology, and quantitative biology. This private nonprofit laboratory is home to 8 Nobel Prize winners and has 1,100 employees, including 600 scientists, students, and technicians. The laboratory's education arm also includes an academic publishing house, a graduate school, and programs for middle and high school students and teachers. Importantly, Cold Spring Harbor operates a very successful DNA Learning Center in Long Island that was established in 1988 to advance genetic education for students and families. And the university sought to replicate the success of that DNA Learning Center by having Cold Spring Harbor construct and operate a similar learning center at New York City College of Technology. The DNA Learning Center is going to be a science-focused research and educational facility for New York City students, CUNY students, educators, and the public, and it's going to be funded and operated by Cold Spring Harbor in the field of modern biology and genetics. Under the lease with Cold Spring Harbor, CUNY will enjoy a number of direct benefits, including 2 of the 6 laboratories being constructed at the center can be used by the university for its own laboratory-based research experiences for at least 500 CUNY students per year. And there will also be mentoring and paid internships for 20 CUNY students per year. Broader than that, for the general community, the center will provide other benefits, including laboratory field trips for 15,000 New York City students in grades 5 through 12, free training for at least 100 New York City school teachers in grades 5 through 12, equipment footlockers to support in-school lab and distributed research projects, assistance with laboratory-based research experiences for pre-college and college students, internship opportunities for New York City public school students, learning activities and family events, including weekend and evening events to accommodate at least 10,000 visitors per year. Access and uses to the DNA Learning Center, including receptions and fundraising events, and will help to establish a template for how research institutions, universities, and science centers can collaborate and enhance science education. The next slide is a floor plan of the spaces, and the laboratories are the ones labeled classrooms on the top and bottom of the diagram here. And as noted above, 2 of those laboratories will be available for CUNY use. The update on the construction is complete, and the temporary certificate of occupancy is expected to be received later this month. The plan will be for staff to start occupying the building in June, and student camps to begin shortly thereafter, and an official opening is planned for September. And then the rest of the slides show a series of renderings and then current construction projects of different spaces within the building. This is a hallway that's showing the rendering and then the current picture of it. The next set is the lunchroom. This is the rendering. And then we'll segue into the current construction. Next one is a laboratory, and these are the laboratories that CUNY will have access to. This is the rendering and the not quite fitted out, but completed laboratory space. This is a computer classroom. And finally, the conference room. So that's the update on a really cool project, both in terms of programming and I think a well-built and attractive building for some great programs for both New York City students and the university. I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone might have.
Any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, with no more items on the agenda, I move to adjourn this meeting. Do I have a second?
Arvanites, second.
The meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.